Hey guys, Harry here. I'm back with another Bricklaying vlog. So today we're on the garage. I think this is one of 5 clips I got. I've almost finished the garage today. I've got about 200 bricks left on it to do, and the block pillars. But I got rained off about 1 o'clock today, so I didn't manage to get complete. So in the coming videos, you'll just see me get up to the other side of the garage, almost to the top, and it'll cut off. I wanted to get a bit of footage of me doing the block pillars. I've got a little fast method now to do those, but I will get that on the next one because there's more garages to be built at some point, so I'll manage to record that at some point. This week in particular, I had to break off to do some odd jobs, a few day work jobs. I've got to build a kiosk tomorrow. I've got to complete some level roof from another plot that someone's built, so I've got a few little day work tasks to do. So whether I get back on some price work this week and get on another wall or finish this off, I don't think I'll get any more footage this week. But this video in particular, I'm going to be talking about some working practices to improve, your days on site, keep your motivation high, how to keep, enjoying your work, and how to get plenty more done on site from day to day. And it's just something people don't talk about when it comes to motivation and having the get up and go and the drive to actually get stuff done in a day, and how to increase your productivity in a day by just changing small things. So first of all, I've already made this video once, but I've kind of been swearing a bit too much in my videos. I've been saying the F word a bit too much, and I know you can get demonetized for stuff like that. I'm not currently monetized, but in the coming months, if I do get partnered at some point with YouTube, it'd be nice not to get demonetized every video. So I'm going to work on swearing less, hopefully make it a bit more family friendly. And if anyone's listening to this on the TV, on the speakers, you won't have to cover your kids' ears when I'm waffling along, dropping F-bombs constantly. So the first thing, I like to talk about when it comes to, staying motivated, getting more done in a week, or getting more done every day on site, booking in more, just earning more money in general if you're on price. It's to change the way you like to work. So if you're working with someone who, you're getting on with well, it's all going well, you're working in good synergy, then normally you'll be earning money and there'll be no issue, and you'll be happy. Both of you are happy. Everything's going well. There's people moaning all the time about this and that, but in general, if you're happy on average, you shouldn't change anything. It's working for you, good. But if it's not working, think about changing your situation, whether that's working for a different firm, going to work for a different house builder if the houses you're building, or the commercial job you're working on isn't going well. Don't stay there because it's a wage, it's that, you're not doing yourself any good. You know what I mean? Work and do the type of work you want to do, and work in a manner you want to work. For me, the biggest improvement I've made over the last 4 or 5 years of being one-on-one is organisation. And the biggest way I got more organised was getting more sleep and thinking more about what I was doing on site. And the biggest thing that helped me get more sleep was getting to site a little bit later. And I always used to get to site a little bit later anyway. When I first, about 3 years ago, when I was working solo before my dad came with me. Shortly after I was working solo, he came working with me. And I used to get to work quite late because I used to drop the missus off at work before she had a car. And, I always thought, if I get to work, a bit later, I was always getting a bit more done. And even this was back when I was rushing around a little bit still, but I thought, getting to work later, isn't always a bad thing. And then, as well, getting more sleep helped as well. So, me getting more sleep every night, waking up fresh-headed, I was, laying better, I was getting the bricks down better, I was getting the work done better. I was thinking my way through problems more. And the more time, you think your way through problems and you get stuff done successfully, your confidence builds, and then it just, it snowballs from there onwards. And that's the biggest thing I'd like to encourage, any improvers or newly qualified apprentices that coming out of the time or out of the time soon is, be confident in your ability. Do you know what I mean? You're always going to be looking for sort of approval from your mentor or the guy who's teaching you, but stick by your guns. Stick by the guns if you think it's right, and get different opinions. Talk to other bricklayers other than the one you're learning off. Talk to, other bricklayers other than, the ones who are on your site. Ask for opinion from other guys, on, is this right what they're saying, or is this, how would you attempt a job like this? Because a lot of the time you can get a hypercritical manager who's quite green, or, a lot of the time there's an incentives for these managers to go for awards, because there's bonus incentives for getting, so far on in the program at a certain time frame. You think the manager's getting on your case because, he wants to do that. No, he's not doing it because he wants to. He's doing it because he'll get a bonus. Get fucking paid more. So there's always a reason behind why someone's doing something. And you can ask other bricklayers for opinions. Oh, why are they asking me to do this? How would you build this, etc., etc. Get different opinions. And a lot of the time, if someone's hypercritical or hyper, or they're really keen, as you like to say, on a particular site, it can really make yourself second guess yourself. You can go on a new site and someone will say, "Oh, why haven't you done this, or why haven't you done that?" And you'll think, "Hold on, I've never been asked to do that in my life." And you've got to sometimes be prepared to argue your point, prepared to argue, "Oh, this is why I'm doing it. This is where I've always done it." Be confident in the way, this is the right way I think it should be done. And a lot of the time, you'll get resistance, from some, especially if it depends on the person you're dealing with. You get resistance from people. You can get, you can always have bad interactions with management, bad interactions with supervisors, but you've got to work through these problems and find a solution to where you both agree this is the way it's going to fucking be done. So, sorry I swore again, but keeping your confidence is the main thing. Biggest thing for apprentices, keep your confidence. The first time I went working on my own, right, I was working with a gang, and it's actually the guy's still working on the same site as me today, but now I'm obviously working on my own. But the gang I was working with went on holiday, and then I worked on my own. So the guy, the sub here we were working for at the time, I just come out of my time. I think I was out of my time for a couple of weeks, for a couple of months, I think. And, they said, all right, go on that boundary wall on your own and just, book in whatever bricks you lay. So I went on a boundary wall, and this was back when the prices weren't quite as good, but they were getting better. I think we were on, 480 a thou, I think we were on, or maybe 450, I can't remember. And, maybe even 500, I can't remember, but the exact price, but I was on a boundary wall. And it was two pillars. It wasn't even a big stretch of boundary wall. It was little, 6 or 8 brick filling and two or three pillars, one after another. And I really cracked to work. I was putting profiles up the pillars, fucking, building every, and I just kept working at it. They were all saying, "Oh, you're going for a snap?" And I went, "Oh no, I'm not going to go for a snap." And I kept working, checking my work, making sure it was bang on. I got to the end of the week, I'd earned 800 quid. And I thought, what? And bear in mind, I'd been working for maybe 500 quid before, out of my time. That's what I was getting per week. Maybe sometimes a bit of a bonus. And I'd earned 800 quid on my own. And I think I'd earned that in 4 days or something like that. And I was like, fucking hell, this is amazing, you know what I mean? And to be honest, that's where the fucking note clicked. I thought straight away, it doesn't suit me working in gangs. I don't want to go for a snap at a certain time. I don't want to turn up at a certain time. I just want to do what I want to do. And, I didn't listen to my instinct then. Even all them years ago, I didn't listen to my instincts. It was about six or so years ago. And I think, about six and a half, 7 years ago. I still didn't listen then. And I fucking thought, I need, people were telling me you got to be in a gang, you want to be in a gang, or somebody at the time we were working for actually said to me, "You want to get a labourer?" And I thought, why is he saying that? You know what? And then I asked a few bricklayers, and I said, you know, what's it like going one-on-one? And you know, and a lot of the time, if you talk to a bricklayer who's never been one-on-one, they'll tell you that it's no good. And if you talk to people who have never been one-on-one before, you know, they'll say, oh, it's hard work on your own, this and that. And it always sort of deterred me from going one-on-one at first. And it sort of got it in my head that I needed another bricklayer to work with. I needed someone else. I needed to rely on someone else. And then I realised, after fucking, you know, trial and error for a couple of years, and then I don't even know, for a couple of years, about a year or so, I finally thought, wow, hold on a minute. You know, I went back to thinking, you know, I jumped from firm to firm, you know, chasing the money, as you could say, and I never earned anywhere near what I'd first earned working on my own as an apprentice. Just were coming out of my time as apprentice. I couldn't fucking earn 800 quid in a week to save my life after that first time working on my own. And then it took me a couple of years to even get near earning 800 quid again, because I kept throwing myself in shitty working situations instead of thinking, right, I should just work on my own as a one-on-one and just work, you know, and just stick to my guns, or work on my own as one bricklayer, as a single bricklayer. And that's what I did. About 3.5 years ago, I went fucking working dead solo, single bricklayer, and then my dad came with me after I'd gone through a couple of labourers and it didn't work out, and then I've been one-on-one ever since. But it was something that clicked years and years ago, and I never took notice of. It didn't feel right for years. I was in turmoil with bricklaying at points. I fucking hated going to work in the morning some days. And I realised something that had worked for me fucking 6-7 years ago, it was right in front of me. And I never looked back then. Ever since, you know, I went back on my own. It's something that I never looked back. And you know, people will say, oh, it's not all about money in bricklaying. I tell you why it is. It fucking is. If you know, I could not justify ever earning less than what I'm earning now, just for the sake of working with someone. The job is hard enough as it is. It's hard enough picking bricks and gobble up and hitting them with a fucking ancient old design trowel that they used hundreds and hundreds of years ago. You don't want to be earning less or making your day any harder, you know, just for the sake of helping someone out. You know what I mean? I've done my time helping people out. I had an apprentice quite a few years ago, and I was fucking skinting myself every week, paying him, and I still earned good money, bear in mind, but I could have been earning great money. But I was giving money away to him, and it did no fucking good. I think I've got a clip of me smashing a gable in and him laying 3 bricks up to a profile, and I tried helping him out at fucking, you know, no end, and I got no thanks. From it. I was a bit young and naive, to be honest, and you know, I think I think he thought he could pull wool over my eyes a little bit, and I soon rid myself of that situation and jacked up and went elsewhere. But it took me years to really find a harmony in working, and you know, and that's the key to getting loads done. That's the key to getting more done on site. That's the key to getting to site every morning, feeling happy and wanting to, you know, attack the day in a sense, but not attack it in a stressful manner. Attack it in a fucking, you know, looking forward to it manner. And this is one thing that I found with pick and dip over the last 4 months of doing it. 4 months. I've increased my speed by 60-70%. I've laid more bricks in a day than I could even fucking dream of doing. I've laid, you know, most bricks I lay in a day 950 on a pretty good day on a really nice bit of wall. But you know, I was a self gobbo load out that day. I got all my own gobbo that day. I loaded some bricks myself, so I didn't even have my arse wiped that day. I'd like everything. I had some of my bricks there, but I had to do a lot of my loading out myself. So it wasn't even like a perfect day where I stopped laying, you know. And I'd laid more bricks than I thought it'd take me 10 years to lay that many. So when I hit that 1,000, which I'll probably hit by the end of the year at some point on some bit of work, whether it's me working an extra few hours longer in a day, which I can see happening. I can see myself working, you know, getting to work at 7:30 and working through till 5:30 and hitting 1,000. I can see myself doing that. But the biggest thing is being happy, and that's the one thing I've done. You know, I'm happy every week I go to work. I'm happy. You know, there's some days that are ball achers. Don't get me wrong. You'll get them. You'll get days where you think, that's a fucking pain in the ass this day. It won't stop raining. But, you know, everyone has them days. But if you can keep most days on average, sort of 8 days out of 10, you turn up to work, you're enjoying it. You know, you're clear-headed. You're not getting into arguments. You know, you're getting plenty done. You know, it's one of the best things for getting more done in general. Building confidence, skill, speed. It's just all three things in one. You know, you just get better in general. So that's the topic for today, guys. I know it's a bit philosophical, a bit sort of, you know, personal anecdote, but it's something that I've wanted to sort of make a video on, and I sort of touched on it briefly on the Why I Arrive After 8 video. And it got a lot of feedback. Did that video, you know, I got like 9,000 views on it, and you know, it was something that sort of resonated with a lot of people, and that's the sort of content I'm trying to bring, more relatable sort of content, because working solo, working one-on-one, completely doable and achievable for a lot of bricklayers, but a lot of times it takes the confidence to take that dive, to take that fucking, you know, take the dive into deeper waters on your own, make all the decisions. But it makes you better in the long run, and I think if more people did it, you know, you'd see the industry would change. The industry would change if more people did it. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next Bricklaying vlog. Obviously, daily vlogs. If you're enjoying, please subscribe, give us a comment, let us know what sort of content you want to see or what topic you want me to talk about next video. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.